And ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. This is your boy FlyIsland Guy. We're back today with another on-air video. Of course, as I mentioned on our last video, we are doing our transition legs up to Europe to start our European tour. But today, last flight we came into Beaufort, South Carolina. So when I was choosing my next flight, I was able to find a trip to my hometown, Bermuda. We've been here a few times on my channel, so today we're going to be heading back there. And so I'm excited for that. Weather-wise, right now in Beaufort, there is a little bit of weather in the area. So Beaufort's right here. There's some thunderstorms in the area, as well as a little bit of rain, but nothing too bad. But pretty much kind of once we depart from there, it'll be smooth sailing for the most part over to Bermuda, where everything is clear over there. No real weather to speak of. So unless Microsoft Simulator screws us over again with the weather, hopefully things will be all good. Let's hop into the jet. We are pretty much good to go inside here. As I mentioned before, as of the time this is recorded, there's still a number of buttons that are broken inside the CJ4, but the good news is, if we go to the working titles GitHub, and let me just bring that up real quick. I pretty much check this the GitHub pretty much all the time because I really want to know what's going on. If we go to GitHub, let's bring it up here. There's a pull request open right now for the 12.7 update, which hopefully should be fixing a bunch of the issues that are inside here. Looks like it's been open for a little while now, but hopefully that means we should be seeing a build sometime soon, or a new update sometime soon. Alrighty. Let me start the tracking, because I forgot to do that. So, start tracking. Gonna see a little bit of change in the way the things looked outside, because this flight is in the afternoon for the most part. So we're gonna be doing an afternoon flight into Bermuda, and so beacon lights will come on. And we're going to start our right engine.
Your flight will be monitored until you land and shut down the engines.
Alright, so today in Beaufort we'll be departing from runway 5. So I'm just going to bring up the map here on my side, just so I can see where I'm going. This airport is a little bigger, more complicated, has a couple runways. Okay, so there I am in the middle, and we're departing runway 5. So I should be heading left when it's time for me to taxi. Right engine started. Let's get the left engine started up, and when we do, we will get our avionics up. So we are in the Gen 2 livery today. I got this livery for the CJ4 a while back. Actually love how it looks, especially the interior. Has the plane looking very spiffy on the inside. And I'd love to fly in a private jet one day just to see what it's like. Okay. Engine 2 is started and stabilized. I noticed as well that the weather is messed up. Right now it's about 30 degrees C in Beaufort, and this is stuck at 14 degrees, so can't really trust the weather data. Just kind of sucky. Alright, avionics come on the emergency lights and the standby display, even though I pretty much never use it. Going to set the altimeter. And I don't know what the altimeter is. This is a site that I always go to. So I believe the altimeter is 1018 right now in Beaufort, which is 3006. Alright, we're gonna go flight director on, and our altimeter or cruise altitude for today, is gonna be 41,000. Good stuff. V speed's already calculated. V1 for today is 101. Sorry, the rotate speed's 102. Sorry. So we are flying a little heavier today because this is a long flight. Alright, so I think we're pretty much ready to go. Taxi lights can come on, even though we don't need them. It's still sort of bright outside, but I'm forever forgetting the that pizza heat, man. So that's these guys here. 2 and 1. And I'm gonna back up off the dash a little bit. Oops. Flap set to 15. Yeah, I'm not seeing any signs of, well, oops. Guess out there is kind of gray. So it looks pretty bad actually. But I haven't seen too many storm clouds in the area, I guess. See that plane's on and flapping. Alright, so this should be runway 5. Seems so. And just double checking things over here. Okay. Stirrups and landing lights can come on. No traffic coming. Alright, gonna bring up the yoke, because I always forget to do that. And we'll set heading mode. I'm going to takeoff mode. Alright, let's get out of here, folks. Let's park and brake.
Airport time log.
Trim up a little bit. Gear up. Just gonna go to climb thrust. Select flight level change mode and autopilot on. Coming through the clouds, looking good so far. Nav mode. Not following nav mode for some reason. Just double check. Heading mode. Back to nav mode. Why is nav mode not working? This is interesting. Come out of heading mode. Into nav mode. That's interesting. Nav mode will not activate for some reason.
Autopilot.
And what's even more interesting is I can't even switch nav sources right now. Oh god, I don't know what's going on there. Let me just double check something real quick. Gonna go, let's do assistance. That's not it. General options. Yeah, I don't know what's happening now. We're just spinning around in circles. About to over speed. What is going on? Oh, okay. Alright. Let's do flight level change again. Nav mode is still not working. I'm gonna switch this guy off the lock mode. I don't really like it. There's just too much going on the screen. And so already going direct here. Now LNAV is active, so it should turn, I think. There we go. Alright, back in business, folks. I don't know what I did, it's literally just clicking around, but it started working. Alrighty, so everything seems to be back in order now. Heading up through the clouds, a very gray and dusty cloud. Not a nice cloud to fly through. Okay, so flight plan wise, don't know what's going on there now. Plane just disappeared. Looks like another bug going on. Definitely a lot of bugs dealing with here, folks. so not fun. Anyway, let's take a quick sec to talk about a flight plan for today. Essentially, so we've left Beaufort, and essentially it's pretty much just a straight shot across to Bermuda. We're going to be landing on runway 12, which means, yeah, pretty much going to do what you see here, and we're going to be, the runway 12 runs this way. So we're going to be coming in over Ferry Reach, which is that area here, and we're going to be landing on the runway. This is kind of one of my favorite approaches into Bermuda, and you've seen it before in one of my other CRJ videos. It's just a little more scenic than coming the other way. So coming this way, which basically you just come in from the end of the island. Coming this way, you pretty much have a view of the whole island on your way in, so it's pretty cool. I like it. Cool, so we're just gonna keep climbing up to our altitude, folks. The flight is about 2 hours roughly. Let me see, close to 2.5 actually. No, just over 2 hours. Yeah, I think that the 2.5 hours is like gate to gate. So should be interesting, folks. Well, I lied. It's gonna be pretty boring because we'll be flying over ocean the whole time. But flying into Bermuda is always pretty cool. So when I come back, we'll be heading in there. And my apologies for the issues when we took off. Still don't know what's going on there. And as you can see, our radar, our flight plan is just gone pretty much. And I have no idea how to get that back. So I guess we won't be using it today. It's going to be interesting because now I don't know where the top of the descent is, which means I don't know. I'll have to calculate it manually. Well, I pretty much know it's going to come somewhere after Withers and before Dunstan. Oh wait, sorry, this is how I do it too. Yeah, so somewhere after here and before here is where we're gonna start our top of descent. So we'll see how things go, man. Like, I just can't wait until this plane gets all fixed and it works how it's supposed to. So I'll link you guys when I get back, and we should be descending into Bermuda, and we should be experiencing good weather if you're on the way there. So we'll see how things go, alright? I'll talk to you guys when I get back. Take care. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We started our descent into Bermuda. Currently at 19,400. Descending down to 1,700. We're using our VNAV to descend. It's been interesting though. I thought that we'd have relatively clear weather, but these are not clear clouds, my friend. It's pretty thick and gray right now. and kind of hoping it's just this layer and it doesn't stay like this on the way down. As we're descending though, we can just take a quick look at our approach that we're going to be doing today. We've been given the RNAV 12 approach with the pop-up 1 arrival. So as you can see, we came here through JIMAC and we're heading to pop-up 1. And then I believe our next waypoint is going to be WNAM right here, which is the start of the RNAV runway 12 approach. So it's pretty much going to be straight in, and we're just going to be following VNAV all the way down. So this should be a pretty straightforward approach and arrival into Bermuda. Weather-wise, right now we're looking at 27 degrees C or 81 degrees Fahrenheit in Bermuda. Scattered clouds with ceiling is 12,000 feet, and at 3,000 feet there's few clouds, so should be pretty decent. I think now that we've gotten through this higher up cloud layer, but we shall see. It's definitely more cloud around than I was expecting though. Just gonna refresh windy.com just to see what we're seeing over here. And yeah, it's still saying pretty clear skies for the most part. But man, I always love flying to Bermuda. It's a sort of approach that never gets old, because literally you always feel like you're about to land in the water until shortly before you actually land, especially if you're doing the runway 30 approach. When you're doing that approach, you don't see anything of Bermuda at all until you are just above the threshold. You might see the odd boat as you're coming in. That's about it. Nothing else. With the runway 12 approach, because you're approaching from the west, you have kind of good view of Somerset and North Shore. You might be able to see the city a little bit. You basically get a whole view of the island before you land. But even at that point, you're still kind of pretty low. So by the time you see all of that, it's normally flaps out to full, gears already down, and you're preparing to land. So coming up now on 12,000 feet. I was playing around with the MFD, by the way, just to find out what was going on there, and it looks like, I mean, things are still messed up, but it was in plan mode. So I guess MEM 2 is for plan mode. So when it's in there, obviously when you've kind of passed the waypoint and you've completed the leg, that waypoint disappears. So the screen has basically been blank because there was nothing to show there anymore. So I went to MFD Advance and I just advanced the waypoints, and I was able to see the rest of the waypoints, and then I could also kind of see my plane as well. But I did log a bug, and hopefully it's being looked into. Overall though, it's a beautiful evening here coming into Bermuda. Have it set up so we should be arriving around 5 or 6 o'clock in the evening. So because this is summertime, it's still fairly light outside, so it shouldn't be too dark at all. Do not see the island as of yet, but it should be straight ahead of us pretty much. At this point we are about, just double checking, we've passed pop-up, we're about maybe 15, 20 nautical miles out. Well, 20 nautical miles from Weenan, and then it's about another 5, 8, 13. Yeah, so we're about 30-something nautical miles out from Bermuda now. It's a nice view of the clouds on the way down there, I must say. And I'm looking forward to continuing this journey in the CJ4. Okay, everything's still on. So next flight in the CJ4, I'm gonna probably try and head up to Atlantic Canada if possible. So kind of following that flight plan that I was talking about, or that plan that I was talking about for crossing the Atlantic. Ideally, the perfect spot would be to head to Nova Scotia direct, as I've done that flight before already in the CJ4. Or maybe over to, I don't know, Newfoundland might be a little far out, but I don't know, I'm sure it's within range. Kind of depends on how much cargo we're carrying right now. Alright, so I gotta update this guy. So we're just about 10 nautical miles outside of the initial approach fix. And then it's pretty much just straight in. Alright, so we see the island now. If you look off in the distance, off to our right, this is Somerset right here, very west end of the island in all its low-res glory. Yeah, unfortunately I'm waiting for someone to get waiting for someone to do a scenery for Bermuda, As I said, the terminal has been updated, but it looks like Big Maps is using like an old version of the map. Like the map, when you look right now on kind of the map that's currently there, when you look like if you use the world map view and you zoom in, like they don't even show the new terminal. Like it's still just kind of an empty plot of land where the new terminal was, which means that the Bing Maps data that they're using is years old, at least 3 or 4 years old. Like it doesn't even show construction yet. But heading down now to 4,500 feet. Water looks so glassy. Alright, so we're going to start to slow down now. Possible. Plane will let me. I want to get out flaps 15. Well, it's close enough. We'll see what happens. Alright. Flaps 15. Runway is straight ahead of us.
Altitude.
Okay, 1,000 to go. Coming down to 1,700 feet. And that's somebody tooting one outside. Gonna arm approach mode for the one time, just make sure. Let's see if I can capture the glide path. Yeah, unfortunately, it's still kind of low resolution for Bermuda. Unfortunately, so none of this is really loaded in yet. This is Dockyard off to the right here. Dockyard used to be an old naval base. Fun fact. So that's in Somerset, Bermuda. This is all Rest End, Southampton, and then Warwick. And then this is where the city is in the middle.
Landing gear. Landing gear.
Geared on. I'm gonna try and sit up so I can see the runway a little better. Still haven't loaded in too well. Yeah, there's a dockyard over here. This is where the cruise ships normally park. This is the end part of this city. This is Devonshire right here. Kind of heading over to the East End. Hamilton Parish, Smiths Parish in the back over here. And this is St. George's. And this little strip of land just before the runway is what we call Ferry Reach. Trying to keep it on my speed. Glide path is active. Looks like things are moving in properly now, which is good. Sort of, for the most part. You always love is that FS 2020 kind of brings Bermuda to life more than X-Plane ever did. So looks a little more accurate to what you see if you were to fly here yourself.
Wind 260 and 4 knots.
Crossing over Ferry Reach now. Can disconnect the autopilot. They have done a good job of getting us here, so should be able to land without much issues. Threshold. Show the throttle.
Landing time log.
And it bounced again. I'm horrible in this plane. Alright, well, not pretty, but we got there. Take this turn up here. It's the second time in a row I've bounced the CJ4, man. It's annoying. Maybe I'm coming in too fast or something? I don't know. Alright. Flaps up, flight director off. Make this left turn here. Alright, so if you haven't been to Bermuda before, you've been to the airport before, you know that there is a separate apron for like private jets. So that's where we're going to be heading. Oh. So none of this is overly accurate to how it really looks. Like our tower, for instance, is pretty much on top of a hill. It's not just a random skyscraper like that. But we do have a lot of little buildings along the edge of the airport. There's like the fire station. There's the ground services building where all the catering and stuff is prepared. Yeah. Plus a bunch of other little buildings here and there. So I could park here if I wanted to, but this isn't quite. I don't think this is where the private jets know that park. There should be a hangar up here coming up on my right, and that is where we'll be parking. Doesn't really look like anything, but this is where private jets would normally be situated. So I'm really hoping that somebody works on the scenery for Bermuda. So then I'll definitely fly back here for sure, and you guys will get a better idea of how it's supposed to look. Alright. Parking brake on. Beacon can come off. And we'll shut off those engines.
Engine off time log. Flight is finished. It has been monitored by On Air.
Alright. So let's go outside, and I'm pretty sure the camera's going to be flipped again. Wow, all the way upside down, huh? Oh, I can't wait for this patch to come in. Alright. Let's try and get this right way up. Oh, there we go. Ugh. Cool. So thank you everybody for checking out this video today. We kind of made the best out of a still crappy situation. It looks like I have the starter going. That's why the engine's still going. But yeah, next flight, as I said, hopefully we'll be heading up to the Maritimes in Canada. And we're going to keep making our way up and over the Atlantic Ocean to Europe. So thank you very much for watching the video. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Share the video, all that good stuff. And I'll catch you on the next one. This is your boy FlyIsland guy. Stay safe and stay fly. I'm out. Peace.